Hi there, my name's Killing, and I make videos and put them on the internet. What's your name? So today I'm going to take you through a leg workout. I've taken you through 2 upper days now, so I figured I should probably show you how to do legs as well, because that's like the #1 rule of being a bro. Don't skip leg day. Or, yeah, just don't skip leg day. You look foolish if you've got this massive upper body, you look like a cloud, and then suddenly you look down and your legs are like chicken legs. Just doesn't look right, man. Today's going to be the same structure as the last upper day because 1 or 2 people got on to me and said it actually worked and they learned something. So I'm going to just talk through the exercises, maybe give some cues or explain a few things. I don't know why I'm dancing. And then I'm going to overlay some clips from the gym today, and I'll try and remember this time to actually put rep ranges and stuff in case you want to actually try it. I started with a leg extension. At the moment I'm testing out using an exercise as an activation exercise, we'll say. I'm trying to work on that mind-muscle connection with certain muscles, so quads will be one of them in the squat. Although I've actually grown my quads, and this is mainly through squatting, I find that sometimes I don't properly feel that contraction in them, but they're working, like I know they're working, I just haven't got that mind-muscle connection perfect with them. So what I'm doing is I'm starting off with 3 light sets of alternating leg extensions. This is just to get that into my head, the feeling of that quad contracting and holding that and doing a very slow eccentric. But as I said, it's lightweight. I'm not pre-exhausting the muscle. I'm just trying to get that connection in my head so that when I am squatting I can feel, oh, there's my quads. So yeah, with the leg extension or any actual machine exercise like this, so we're looking at leg extension, leg curl, lying leg curl, them kind of movements. What you want to do is, see this? This is called your knee. Your knee is an axis. Axis is something that things turn about. So to set up properly for these exercises, with the leg extension, you look at the machine. It's beautiful. You want to marry it, I know. But what you do is, you line your knee up with the axis of the machine. So the axis of the machine is obviously where that thing is going to move. That didn't sound good. Where that is going to rotate about, and you'll look and you'll see that there's a straight bar. So you want to kind of line your leg up so that it's in line. You'd be surprised how fucking hard this demonstration is. You want to line your leg up in line with that. Say my elbow is the axis, so you're lining that up so that when you move that up, they're both moving the same. That's putting no pressure on your knees and is just the right way to set up the leg extension or leg curl. So line your knee up with that axis. I call it match your axis with the machine's axis. Jesus Christ. After leg extension before squats, I'll actually do 1 or 2 sets of goblet squats. I normally use a dumbbell, but today I'm using a kettlebell. This is just a front loaded squat, so an anteriorly loaded squat. I don't use that heavy a weight, it's just a weight that I can get a feeling for my active range on that day and kind of feel out how my legs are feeling, how my hips are feeling, kind of just open out the hips. It helps me kind of figure out my foot position as well, you know, just get comfortable where that position is before actually heading in under the bar. We're going to start off with the squat. So with the squat, I've already kind of explained foot position and activity of the foot and about bracing, but I'll kind of just run through it again quickly. So the main thing when you're doing the squat that's going to help you is how rigid you can get your midline, so how rigid you can get your torso from there to there. So you not only have you to brace your back, which is by bringing your shoulder back and down as per usual, you'll be in this position and you want to just keep your shoulders tight. This is going to stop the bar from rolling on your back. This was one of the biggest issues I had, especially when I first switched to low bar, which is where it sits on your rear delts here, which is lower down your back. This was one of my biggest issues, was the bar rolling. So what you actually have to do is to keep your back set and back in place and don't move it throughout the movement. If you start moving it and loosening your back, then the bar is going to roll up and down and you're going to lose position and fall forward or fall backwards, and that's not ideal, man. Next thing is bracing anteriorly. As I said, this bracing process is just so that you can effectively push using your quads. Your quads are massive, they're strong as fuck. No wonder people can squat so much weight, but the only reason those people are able to squat that much weight is because of how tight they can get everything here. So to brace here, as I've said a million times, it's like contracting the scapula. What you need to do is take a massive breath into your stomach. Breathe all the way down, try to fill your balls with air, or lady balls, whatever, I don't know. I could have worded that so much better. Anyway, yeah, fill here with air, and then rather than just tensing, what you want to do is push out your abs as hard as you can and lock down your abs. Also, you want to press through your glutes, so you're starting from a neutral position, and then you can squat down. I talked before about how femur length makes a difference. Obviously, the longer this is in relation to your torso and the bottom of your leg, it's going to make a difference to how far back you actually have to go when squatting. But best way to go about it, keep your midline as braced as possible, anteriorly, front, posteriorly, back, and try and keep it at a neutral position. You don't want to get your back into flexion or extension. What you want is a neutral back all the way up to the top of your head, so head just stays with it. It doesn't, you're not looking up and thinking about keeping your chest up. What you're thinking about doing is keeping everything neutral. What you'll see is the way I'm working it again is the same as the bench on all my compounds. I'm working up to a heavy single. This is just because I'm trying to get back the bit of strength that I had before my knees started absolutely bending me over. So I'm just working back to get that strength back. So I'm working up to heavy singles, and then I'm working back down to my normal volume work. Now with my volume work, I'm trying a very slow eccentric. 4 seconds is the aim. In the clips I got today, I'm pretty sure I didn't hit 4 seconds. I overloaded it because I hadn't been squatting for like 5 or 6 days, but I worked back to the weight that I was used to doing, but I clearly wasn't as strong and could only do 5 reps. With this exercise, I was working up to the single and then doing 3 by 8. So I actually ended up going back down to 80 for the set after the one that you're being shown now. So with this, the slow eccentric, what I found is it allows you to be a lot safer in the movement, and you can feel out your best position as you move down. Whereas when you're going fast, you're just falling down, bang, straight back up. You're using all that properties of your muscles, and you're putting a lot of pressure on the place. Whereas when you go slowly, you're keeping that tension on the quad, and you can actually feel, rather than just thinking, oh, I need to get my hip to below my knee and below parallel or ass to grass. If you can feel out where the tension comes off your quads. So if you just work up until that point where you can feel the tension starting to come off your quads and burst back up, you're going to have far more quad involvement and less injuries. And that's all you really want, is less injuries, sustainability, consistency. I think that injury is one of those things that people don't think about a lot, and on a leg day especially, it's something I notice is with exercises like squat and deadlift, people get injured, and it's because they're overloading themselves. And if they were to actually work slower with slower eccentrics, completely perfect form, they'd notice over time better gains, because they'll spend less time injured or worrying, fuck, my knee is fucked. Second exercise is the deadlift. So with the deadlift, like the squat, what we want to do is focus on keeping this midline rigid as you can, bracing anteriorly, posteriorly. I actually have a video on deadlifting on my channel if you want to check it out after this. It'll be linked in the description. But the main thing we want to do with the deadlift is to load the posterior chain, so the hamstring and the glutes. So rather than just pushing up and using our back, what we want to do is tilt back, load the hamstrings and glutes before pushing forward with those glutes up until the neutral position. This is kind of the best thing that I can cue with this, without going too in detail, is bracing, leans, tilt back, and push forward with the glutes. Low rep range and low set range, just because this is the quad focus day, so I'm pushing most of that volume towards quad work. Next was a single leg press. So when I'm leg pressing, I have a lot of trouble with my knee again, and I'm really at the moment trying to build back the strength of my knee tendons rather than build muscle. What you can do is you can do the same workout but just up the weight. I'm working in low enough weights relative to what I was using, because doing these slow eccentrics allows me to really control the tension on my quad, and if I can feel a twinge in my knee tendon, I'll be like, fuck, I'm gonna skip that now, because I don't want to be fucked and I want to keep walking until I'm dead, I suppose. I forgot to mention, I have tendonitis in both my knees, so that's shit, but at the moment I'm just rehabbing them and trying to potentiate their ability to handle the stresses of lifting while also building some muscle. So these slow eccentrics are kind of perfect for me because I'm still putting tension on the muscle, but I'm also kind of getting that tendon ready for heavier loads. That's also why I'm kind of doing these heavy singles, is that I feel that if I keep them as controlled singles, that the tendon will get used to that overloading. Not overloading, just loading. There's no such thing as overloading, then you'd fuck yourself. Loading, and then I'll be able to lift heavy shit again. So yeah, the single leg leg press. What you'll see here is that I'm clamping myself in. I'm sitting down on it and I'm grabbing the bars and I'm really securing myself with my arm. I'm not allowing any sort of posterior pelvic tilt, which is if you were to hump the air, we'll say, that'll put you in a posterior pelvic tilt. It's just your ass really tilting forward and results in your spine bending. So you don't want this, you want the whole exercise to be about your quad. Your quad's purpose is extension. As you saw with your leg extensions, you were literally extending your leg, feeling your quad working. So if you think about that in relation to the squat or the leg press, you're doing the same. You're going from a bent position to a straight position. It's just that you're not doing it from here. With the leg press, again, slow eccentrics, controlled. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. It's my current philosophy, but it's one that I think I'll carry through out my career in lifting. Is kind of controlled and trying to get that form perfect and limiting injury as much as possible. You know, allowing me to actually live life without pain anywhere. So yeah, leg press, lock yourself in, think about pushing that away from you, but really think about using your quad. I like to place my feet fairly high, have them slightly externally rotated, and again, keep that foot active. Push your foot, or yeah, your actual foot into the outside of your shoe, almost like this, and just slightly externally rotate. Have your knee follow your toe and press back. So next is the alternating leg curl. You notice that I do a lot of things alternating. I don't actually do a lot of, is it bilateral? Where basically where you're using both muscles or both legs at the same time. This is just, again, imbalances. My right quad is stronger, my left hamstring is stronger, my left calf is stronger. This is probably built up from like football, like jumping off this leg and kicking with this leg. So I guarantee there's loads of lads out there that have the same thing. But what I do is obviously do it unilaterally so that I'm trying to build them the same amount, and hopefully this baby here play catch up and I do a few extra sets with it. Do something like a single leg deadlift. Single leg curl. What I do again is line your knee up, your knee's your legs axis, line it up with the axis of the machine, so the bit that you can see that it's going to turn around about. So like the arm is there and it's turning about here. So you want to line your knee up with that and have your leg lined up with the actual bar of the machine. The next thing, I saw this on, whose was it? I saw this on Skinny Gaz's YouTube a while ago. What he did was basically, like everyone's kind of individual. So what he did is you bring back your leg and try and tense that hamstring. And at the point where you can feel it almost cramping, that's going to be your active range. So then you have a choice, you can use your hands. I don't actually use my hands. I just kind of memorize this position. So as you can see, it's not fully back here. You'll see a lot of people like curling to here, but like here I can't feel my hamstring at all. So I kind of work in that active range. Again, slow eccentric, modest weight, especially this is later in the workout and it was a quad focus day. So this is just, again, mind muscle connection. I'm just working really hard to get that connection with your muscles so that I can properly work it in the exercise I want to work it in. And as well, I saw that if you lean forward, you actually get a better lengthening of the hamstring. You'll see, I lean forward and clamp myself down, and then bring my leg to the point where I can feel that hamstring at its tightest. Hold it there for a second, slow eccentric. I like to control the concentric as well as the eccentric. This is mainly just on a leg curl, so a lying leg curl or a single leg seated leg curl, that I really like to control that concentric as well as the eccentric. With these isolation exercises like leg curl or leg extension, you don't want to be doing this outrageous way that you're fucking flying your legs up there. Like that's just, you're not working the muscles you want to work. So you want to really think about what muscles you're working and isolate them. It's the point of an isolation exercise. As well, you want to give these exercises respect. You don't want to just do the first two compounds and then go, oh, I'm just gonna knock the rest of these out because I have to. These are building muscle as well. Treat them with fucking respect. Like they're just the same as they're not just the same. Squat and that is always gonna hit more muscles. But you could build a class physique with just these exercises if you wanted to. Maybe with a few extra things like hip thrusts and obviously the hamstring focus day that I will show you soon. Well, it's not hamstring focused, posterior chain focused. Whatever, you know yourself. Maybe, I don't know. And last exercise, probably sick of listening to me talk, is the calf raise. So the calf raise that I'm using here it's kind of annoying to use. It's like a weird circular bar. In UL there's a nice step one that allows you to get a good grip on it. I took this video on my phone, so I don't know how it's going to look, but hopefully it looks good. So you'll see that what I'm doing again is slow eccentric, and then I'm pausing at that bottom portion where it's in the your calf is in the longest position, a lengthened position. So you'll see that I pause at the bottom when the calf is in the lengthened position, and then push back up, all the way up, and pause at the top, and slow back down again. A lot of people will just bounce in and out of that bottom position. You want to avoid that. You want to just use slow eccentric, controlled, and you're going to build them there calves. Forgot to mention that I start off all leg days with a small bit of light cardio, so like 15 minutes of a walk, maybe walk to the gym or cycle to the gym if it's close enough to you, or maybe just do 10 minutes on the treadmill. You could do a small bit of HIIT, not very high intensity, just like an MIIT if anything, or some LISS, which is low intensity steady state cardio. So yeah, just try and keep that lighter, don't tire yourself out. And then I actually do kind of a mobility word. How many times do I forget word? A mobility circuit. It's not much of a circuit, like it's just what I do to kind of loosen out all the muscles in my legs, and kind of just do a full body one pretty much every day, just to kind of keep me loose, flexible, because being flexible is cool. Being able to like reach and grab things and not be sore is awesome. So yeah, I forgot to mention that I do that before leg day. Someday I might actually show my mobility routine that I do. Like I kind of do it in the morning and the evening, and then I'll do it before workouts as well. And it's kind of just what's kept me healthy this long and kept me from getting absolutely ruined probably. So I'll put the rep ranges and stuff on the screen this time, I promise. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. I'm pretty sure there's a few bits that I've said in there that are actual decent things that I'd have liked to know. So I will be shaving them legs soon. This is the worst lighting ever. I know I didn't keep to the every second day thing, so I'm gonna have to shave these bad boys. They're pretty hairy. This is not ideal. I'll get one of the lads to do it and we'll record it and it'll be funny, but not looking forward to that. If you've ever shaved your legs, let me know how sore it is. So yeah, this is just me, Killian, saying subscribe, like the video, hope you learned something. Basically, I'm just telling you to just do things properly, just think about it. And oh, New Year's resolutions. If you're watching a video and it sounds like someone's giving you some advice that is too good to be true and sounds really easy, like, okay, you do these 5 ab exercises, you're gonna have a 6-pack. That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. You're gonna have to do a lot of work to get anywhere decent. Yeah. But it's worth it. It's so fucking worth it. It's class. When you can walk around and be like, I got some muscles. Not that I've ever done that before, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm rambling again. I wanted to start doing like vlog things as well, but like, I get up in the morning, I like read and write some stuff, go shoot something at the gym or just go to the gym in general, come back and read more stuff, watch a movie every so often, listen to a podcast. Like I just don't do interesting enough stuff. There's people that go like that are living in America and they're like they can go to water parks. That's not that exciting. They're going, I don't know, to cool places and they can vlog every day and it doesn't seem like tedious and it actually seems cool. But guess what? It's dark here at 4 o'clock. Nothing, it's raining when it's not dark. So I'm gonna leave that until like the summer, or as I did before, if I'm in like Dublin, I just realised I'm pushing the camera on. If I'm in like Dublin or if I'm in Cork for a day, Or if I go, I don't know, fucking Mayo or something. Yeah, I don't know, Mayo. Or if I go visit someone. So yeah, I want to get good at editing, but it's hard, man. I'm excited for 2018 as I am. Hopefully it's as good as last year. Last year was a massive year for moi. But yeah, I'm rambling again. How often do I do this? So yeah, stay tuned for more videos on how to be smart, sexy and strong as fuck. So yeah, bye. Oh god. Is that what my hair looked like this whole time? You don't need my feet in it, like.
Oh, okay.
Well, like, try and get the calves too.
Yeah.